Hello everybody and welcome back. My name's Sascha Cooper and today we're going to do the final chapter of Toomai of the Elephants by Rudyard Kipling from the Jungle Book. Now when we last saw Toomai, he had witnessed with his elephant Kala Nag a dance of the elephants. It's not a myth. But what will the men do with this particular evidence that Toomai's brought to them? Shall we see what happens? Let's find out. When they got back to camp, it was time for the evening meal. Peterson Sahib ate alone in his tent, but he gave orders that the camp should have 2 sheep and some fowls, as well as a double ration of flour and rice and salt, for he knew that there would be a feast. Big Toomai had come up hot foot from the camp in the plains to search for his son and his elephant, and now that he had found them, he looked at them as though he were afraid of them, both. And there was a feast by the blazing campfires in front of the lines of picketed elephants, and little Toomai was the hero of it all. And the big brown elephant catchers, the trackers and drivers and ropers, and the men who knew all the secrets of breaking the wildest elephants passed him from one to the other, and they marked his forehead with blood from the breast of a newly killed jungle cock, to show that he was a forester, initiated, and free of all the jungles. And at last, when the flames died down, and the red light of the logs made the elephants look as though they had been dipped in blood too, Matra Appa, the head of all the drivers, of all the kedders, Matra Appa, Peterson Sahib's other self, who had never seen a made road in 40 years, Matra Appa, who was so great that he had no other name than Matra Appa, leapt to his feet, with little Toomai held high in the air above his head, and shouted, "Listen, my brothers! Listen to you, my lords, in the lines there, for I, Matra Appa, am speaking. This little one shall no more be called little Toomai, but Toomai of the Elephants, as his great-grandfather was called before him. What never man has seen, he has seen through the long night, and the favour of the elephant folk and of the gods of the jungles is with him. He shall become a great tracker. He shall become even greater than I, even I, Matra Appa. He shall follow the new trail and the stale trail and the mixed trail with a clear eye. He shall take no harm in the keddah when he runs under their bellies to wope the wild tuskers, and if he slips before the feet of the charging bull elephant, the bull elephant shall know who he is and shall not crush him. Aye, my lords in the chains," he whirled up the line of pickets. "Here is the little one that has seen your dances in your hidden places, the sight that never man saw. Give him honour, my lords. Salam Karo, my children. Make your salute to Toomai of the Elephants. Gunga Pashad, ah! Hiragush, Biragush, Kutagush, ah, Pudmini. Thou hast seen him at the dance, and thou hast too, Kala Nag, my pearl among elephants, ah! Together to Toomai of the Elephants. Burrow!" And at that last wild yell, the whole line flung up their trunks till the tips touched their foreheads and broke out into the full salute, the crashing trumpet peal that only the Viceroy of India hears, the Salamut of the Keddah. But it was all for the sake of little Toomai, who had seen what never man had seen before, the dance of the elephants at night and alone in the heart of the Garo Hills. And we're going to end this chapter by looking at Shiv and the Grasshopper. Now this is the proper song that was sung to little Toomai's baby brother. I hope you enjoy it. Shiv and the Grasshopper, the song that Toomai's mother sang to her baby. Shiv, who poured the harvest and made the winds to blow, sitting at the doorways of a day of long ago, gave to each his portion, food and toil and fate. from the king upon the goodee to the beggar at the gate. All things made he, Shiva the preserver, Mahadeo, Mahadeo, he made all. Thorn for the camel, fodder for the keen, and mother's heart for sleepy head, O little son of mine. Wheat he gave to rich folk, millet to the poor, broken scraps for holy men that beg from door to door. Battle to the tiger, carrion to the kite, and rags and bones to wicked wolves without the wall at night. Naught he found too lofty, none he saw too low. Parbati beside him watched them come and go. Thought to cheat her husband, turning Shiv to jest, stole the little grasshopper and hid it in her breast. So she tricked him. Shiva the preserver, Mahadeo, Mahadeo, turn and see. Tall are the camels, heavy are the keen, but this was least of little things, O little son of mine. When the dole was ended, laughingly she said, Master of a million mouths, is not one unfed? Laughing, Shiv made answer, all have had their part, even he, the little one, hidden neath thy heart. From her breast she plucked it. Parbati the thief saw the least of little things, gnawed a new-grown leaf, saw and feared and wondered, making prayer to Shiv, who have surely given meat to all that live. All things made he, Shiva the preserver, Mahadeo, Mahadeo, he made all. Thorn for the camel, fodder for the keen, and mother's heart for sleepy head, O little son of mine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that tale. Tomorrow we conclude the Jungle Book with its final tale, and it's going to be focusing on war. And now I believe this tale was actually based on true events, and it also looks upon the role of animals in war. Now, if the adults, of course, will probably know this tale of Warhorse. That's been not only a really popular novel, but on stage. Rudyard Kipling actually created, in a weird sort of way, the premise for Warhorse to take place much later on. Now, at this time, obviously, animals are no longer used in war, but at the time, this was a way that war was operated. They needed the help of animals to make machines operate, or at least play a vital part in the war to enable soldiers to push through. And that's what this final tale looks at. It looks at war from the point of view of the animals and how they cope through it. So, if you adults know Warhorse, and of course if you teenagers out there or any children know Warhorse, you might want to look at this tale to see where the whole thing with Warhorse may have stemmed from. So, with this in mind, thank you very much for tuning in. My name's been Sascha Cooper, and this has been The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Bye-bye.